fall, okay? So Dr. Hassan, who's the family doctor, who's Miriam's doctor, she wasn't too sure why she was falling unexplainably, and they had, I believed, I believe they may have noticed this in the daycare as well. So what happened is Dr. Hassan made a referral to the orthopedic clinic at the hospital for sick children. So Miriam went on September the 28th, and I'm actually just looking at the report now, and it says that she's fine, but she needs to come back in September of 2008. Do you want me to read you the report? Do you want a copy of the report?
Yeah, I'd like to have a copy of the report, but it, this is because of that same problem she had before,
That's right. Hmm.
the dislocation.
Yeah, it's not a dislocation. So I'm going to read you the report. It's very, very short, and then I'm going to give you a copy. Okay? So it's dated September the 28th. So if the orthopedic specialist, he's writing to Dr. Hassan, says, we saw this 23-month-old baby in clinic today. As you know, we are following up for her left hip, which we are currently simply observing. She has had no treatment, harness, or operations. There has been some concern that during the last 9 months, while she was learning to walk, she tended to fall a lot. On examination today, she runs and walks well. There is no limp. She has a normal rotational profile when she walks. Examination of the hip shows full abduction in both flexion and extension, and the hips feel stable. An x-ray was taken today. It was compared to 6 months ago. You'll remember in May of '07, she had gone back to the orthopedic clinic. So the x-ray was taken compared to 6 months ago. It shows that the left hip is still a little immature compared to the right. So the issue is the left hip. But Shenton's line is intact, and the acetabular index is slightly more shallow than the right. I think at this moment in time there are no concerns, but we should keep an eye on the hip just to make sure that it continues to mature and doesn't need any further intervention in the future. To that end, we will see her again in September of 2008 in 1 year's time. Okay?
Okay, can I have the copy of
Yeah,
that?
I'll give you a copy of the report. The other issue, which is a lot more concerning, is unfortunately on September the 24th, Mom had picked up Miriam from the daycare, and when they came home, because I believe during that time you and Elsa were observing Ramatadine, right?
What?
Ram, sorry, I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Mom was fasting. So she had just returned from the daycare with Miriam on September the 24th, and she was getting the meal prepared for herself and for Miriam. The roommate had left a container of medication belonging to the roommate, so not belonging to Mom, and Miriam got hold of that medication, and she ingested one of the meds. Okay, so what Elsa did was she called 911. The paramedics arrived, the police arrived as well. She was taken to the hospital, and so she was transported by ambulance to the hospital, and there they just gave her another medication to stop the effects of the medication she had ingested. Okay, so
What
Mom
is this
acted
medication?
appropriately. Unfortunately, with an accident. Miriam is very well. She went to the hospital by ambulance on September the 24th. She was discharged home on that day.
What kind of medication she took?
It was Paxil. It's an antidepressant medication belonging to the roommate. So I went out to speak to Nabila, the roommate, and what's going to happen is we've asked the roommate to leave. Okay. Um, it's unfortunate about what happened, but Miriam is better. I mean, she went to the hospital on September the 24th, and she was discharged home. So what's going to happen now is the roommate's only going to be with Elsa until the end of October. Mom is now trying to find a new roommate. Okay, so that's where we are at that point. It's an unfortunate accident. It happened. The roommate was really upset about it. Um, Elsa was very upset as well. But that's what happened. So she didn't come to daycare on September the 25th. She returned back to daycare on September the 26th.
Wow.
Now, did you have any questions for me?
Is there any way I can get any kind of report for that?
I have a report from the hospital. It's very difficult to read. Yeah.
Well,
You can get a copy of it. It's very difficult to read.
I still want to have it if it's possible.
Yeah, no, I can give it to you along with the report from a hospital for sick kids from September the 28th.
Okay. You gonna mail it to me or you can fax it to me?
I could fax it to you. What's your fax number?
416 361
361.
361. You can fax me 1946. I will make the. I don't know the other one.
It's the same as your home phone number, the fax number?
Yeah, you can. I mean, if you do it right now, I can make.
Yeah, I'm not able to do it right now. I can do it in half an hour.
Okay, in half an hour. Then try.
You want to give me another fax number?
Yeah, 0792 361 0792, I believe.
Sorry, 416
361
361.
0792.
So 416-361-0792.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll fax you the two reports. Did you have any questions for me?
Yeah, well, when can I go for my makeup visit? I thought I can go just.
The makeup visit, you have a visit this Friday from 2 to 4. Let's look at the following week. How's you'll do Monday, October the 1st, Friday, October the 5th. How is Wednesday, October the 3rd from 2 to 4?
That's a Wednesday, right?
So next week you'll do the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Next week.
Okay. And then the week after the same.
Well, I think you've missed two visits because of the stat holiday for
Yeah.
October the 8th. That's right. Okay. So let me see. Sorry. Okay. So you want to write this down, Ayele, so then there's no confusion. So
2 Wednesdays, the next 2 Wednesdays.
we'll do that. So Wednesday, October the 31st from 2 to 4, and then November the 7th from 2 to 4.
That's it.
Okay. I saw Miriam today. I went to Elsa's home. I visit them every 2 weeks. Okay. She's doing very, very well. There were absolutely no effects from what happened on September the 24th. It was an unfortunate accident, but again, she was discharged from the hospital that day. I called the hospital, and they said they had no concerns. I had a conversation with the roommate. We're all very upset about what happened, and the decision was made for the roommate to leave, and she's leaving at the end of October.
Oh, well. Okay, this is the only information you can give me now?
Yeah, that's all the information I have. She's doing well. I saw her today, and that's that. It's very important that you know it wasn't Mom's medication. Elsa keeps her medication in the kitchen cupboard too high for Miriam to reach. It was the roommate who had left it on the stove, and Miriam grabbed it and had, she ingested one of the pills.
Okay.
Okay, if you have any other questions, you can always call me back, okay? And I'll fax this information.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.